Welcome back to another episode of the Cast Patrol podcast. You're joined as always by myself, Mick, Jimmy, and Age. Start this podcast a little bit differently. Age, you're in a Cowboys jersey. What's going on?
Well, if you cast your mind 2 weeks ago, I lost a bet to Jimmy. I had to buy him a fresh new jersey, and he's picked this one. Retro away
Looks
jersey.
beautiful.
It's very sexy.
It's delicious.
Try and move my mic so you can see everything. Look at that. Beautiful. Got the collar. It was worth like $250 or some shit.
250, turn it up.
That's a bad bet to lose.
It was like
was
140.
Yeah, it felt like
140.
that when I had to make that transfer. But,
And-
So I have to wear it on the podcast and a day in Magic Round that I get to pick. So
You don't get to pick, do you?
And we are going to Magic Round for everyone
are.
listening.
Yep.
If you're going to be there, come say hi.
Yep.
If you do see us, don't be shy.
We're sitting
beat the
somewhere in
footy.
tri-zone, but God, I hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah.
Because the schedule said rain all
It's
weekend.
just 3 mils.
That's not much.
A little sprinkle.
But it's still inconvenient when you're
So tip of the week, bring some ponchos just in case. Because that one week we were there and it was pissing down the whole time. Like you're dressed in your stuff to go out and
Yeah.
then your whole jeans
the
or
worst.
chinos get drenched. You have to go home and change.
we bought ponchos there.
Yeah, but they get you. They're like $30, you
Yeah,
know?
they do.
So
They do.
I will say this is the best period of the year when it goes to Magic Round, into Origin talk, then Origin hits, and we're smooth
And then
sailing.
finals.
yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, let's get straight into it. Thursday night game, upset of the round, would you say? Broncos defeating the undefeated Bulldogs. It was 34-0 at halftime.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like upset of the round, but there's been upsets the whole year. It's actually incredible. So hard to tip.
Yep.
But no one saw doggies getting demolished and leaking that many points.
I'm kicking myself. I was going to tip the Broncos, and the way they started, mate, Reno had it on an absolute string that whole game.
Yeah, he was incredible. Like it's
just-
crazy how much a halfback can influence a game. Like we
Yeah.
saw with Moses. Now we see with Reno. Like he just was, everything was to perfection. Those early kicks, like Mariner had 2 sitters. Well, congrats on your double,
No,
Jim.
thank you. Thank
Well
you.
done.
Your twin.
You know, you're
Yeah.
finally back in NRL. How does it feel?
Nah, it feels good. Feels good to
Yeah.
be back. Hopefully I can hold my spot.
100%. You've been playing good footy for when you've been
Yeah.
back.
But what was going on with the Dogs? First half, 34-0.
Yeah, they just obviously didn't show
They
up.
copped the
and
two
then
sin bins.
The sin bins didn't
Anything
help.
that could have gone wrong pretty much went wrong for him in that
Yeah.
first half.
Yeah. Was it their first game outside of Sydney?
First game outside of Sydney. It's not good optics because everyone was saying, wait till you play a real team, wait till you play a real team, and then they play the Broncos.
Go up
and
to
it-
Brizzy.
And they lose like that, and everyone goes, well, you just confirm what we thought. But to their credit, they had a very good second half.
They won the second
half. Tough conditions going up at Suncorp.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
be
Broncos
back.
look better with Cobbo at fullback. I don't know if it was coincidence. I don't know if it allowed Reynolds and Hunt to steer the ship a bit more. But,
Yeah.
you know, Cobbo's value just went through the roof now.
Yeah.
Like new clubs like Bears or clubs like, who doesn't have a fullback? Like
A lot of teams.
Para, Dragons, I don't know. They can shift Gutho around and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, his value, he's probably like 800K
I think it's
now.
probably down to the fact that Walsh generally overplays his hand in some instances. So I think with Cobbo back there, you know, he's obviously run first.
and the stats were there. Walsh was making up to 3 errors a
I think
game.
he's got the most errors in the comp,
Yeah.
Walsh. So yeah, I think like you said, I think it freed up Reno and Hunt, and plus the forwards were just on a tear. Haas was unstoppable up top. Carrigan, Willison on the edge now. So I think-
Wilson's a scary second row. It's like when Storm put Nelson at the second row.
Yeah.
it's not who you want running at you.
Yeah, he's been impressive, Willison. So, yeah, Bronx are now back all of a sudden, you know?
All of a sudden.
You know?
Yeah.
And then Manly proving too good for Penrith. I mean, if you would have told me at the start of the year that Penrith would be last place after 8 rounds, I would.
Dead last.
I would have thought like Cleary did his ACL or something.
Like their
you
whole
know?
team would have gotten injured.
Yeah.
Like maybe they've had a few injuries, but
Yeah.
not enough to put them in last place, especially coming off a premiership.
Yeah. Are we running out of excuses for Penrith? Is
I
there any
thought-
more excuses?
I thought they were back last week. After beating the Roosters, they played good.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking maybe Roosters just played really bad.
Maybe they were off their game.
Yeah. Because there were glimpses that Panthers were showing some form. They came back and they made a strong charge, 3 tries in a row.
Yeah.
Then Summerton got disallowed just short
Yeah.
or just didn't hit the ground. And then after that, it just went straight back to Manly. There was a sin bin and just shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
I said it a few weeks ago when I looked at their back line and like the names that were there, they're good players, but just compare that to the team that won the grand final or even the year before. Like, it's just a shell of itself. And the ones that they need to be playing well are just not stepping up. And, and it's not happening. And let's not forget as well, they don't actually have a home ground. Like, they're playing out of Combank. It's not really a home ground. Like, remember how good Bluebet was? Like, they didn't lose games there.
Yeah,
Not,
Fortress
not as
there.
much as the Fortress anymore, but
so-
still not an excuse.
No,
to
not enough
start
to be
the year
last.
with 2 wins, you know,
Nah,
6
it's not.
losses.
Not with that caliber
But I
of
thought
players.
Tungo played his best game in a long time. So the dropping to the bench obviously gave him a kick up the arse.
Yeah.
But there are a few players that are underperforming.
Yeah,
and
there is.
Yeah, they got to start. It's got to change really quickly.
Yeah, it
Because
does.
next thing you know, they're coming into a bye soon.
And Origin.
And they have Origin. They're going to lose minimum 3-4 players depending on who gets picked.
Yeah.
And they got to start winning games. There's not many more games
It's
they
as
can
simple
slip.
as that, isn't it?
Yeah,
But-
because their top 8 chances are slowly diminishing.
and it was good to see Turbo back,
Yeah.
albeit still strapped up. But I think he looked a lot better. Like,
Yeah,
he was
didn't play his
moving-
greatest game.
moving a lot freely. But I think they're just such a better side, Manly, with him in the team.
100%.
Even just him just there, like it just creates so many more
And
headaches.
I think that was evident in the Cooler try where they did that set play where Turbo was out the back, but they went to Cooler.
Yes,
Like everyone was eyes
you're
on
looking
Turbo,
at Turbo,
and then
so that's
Cooler
why it's
hits
so
the hole,
important. Even
right?
if he doesn't touch the ball,
Yeah,
his presence is
He
just
has
another. It's like
such
an
a
obstruction.
big
No,
influence.
no, it's not obstruction. Like a
like
what am I thinking of? Like a decoy. Sorry.
decoy, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has such a big influence on that team. So it's good to see him back.
His
good
ball
for
playing
Manly.
is unreal as well. I mean, they sort of missed that when they had Lehigh hop wide
Yeah.
fullback there for a bit. Like, Turbo's almost like a second 5'8" sometimes
Yeah.
in attack. So it's good to see him back and hopefully staying fit for a while.
What about
Gets the
that,
week off, so it helps.
What about that Tokiaho sin bin?
Oh, I didn't want to mention sin bins for another podcast,
Mate,
but
seriously.
18 sin bins in 1 week. Like, come on, give me a break. Like, that's an absolute joke.
Like, if that Tokiaho shot is a penalty, let alone a sin bin, then mate, we're fucked.
He didn't even touch him.
Seriously.
And the
What's
thing
going
is,
on?
like,
And
I
they went back for
I
it.
think that's what everyone's frustrated with. The majority of things I hear about the sin bins, people are more frustrated that they go back in time, like 3-4 plays ago, even a whole set ago, and sin bin someone. Like
For that.
And I think like the CEOs came out and said they're not going to do that unless it's like serious foul play.
Like,
So-
if the player missed it, the ref missed it, the fucking touchies missed it. Like, why are we
Yeah.
going back? Like,
Nah.
the Polle one. for
Unless
the
it's like an
Tigers.
elbow in the face or a coat hanger that we somehow missed, then you
Yeah.
can go back.
I understand what they're doing now. If it's a send off, yeah, sure, take it.
Yeah.
But like I said, you go rewind maybe 5-6 years ago, there was no sin bins. There was maybe one every few games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're genuinely seeing 1.5. And it's just like takes away from the game because teams are playing with 12.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I scored 2 tries in that time. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine Manly lost that game.
Well, they
Because,
could have.
Well, because Penrith were on, like
That's when they
started
were coming back.
Yeah, and
you
it was
know?
like, you are kidding me.
Yeah, and that would have been like the biggest rort of all time.
That is, yeah. Anyway.
But the better team did win that game.
Yeah,
but there were a few situations where sin bins cost a few teams. And
Yeah.
heading into Magic Round, we saw a few years ago there was Tragic Round where there was all those sin bins.
Yep.
I'm worried that it's just going to continue
Oh, I hope
during Magic
not.
Round
I
and
seriously hope
it might
not.
ruin the spectacle.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, let's not talk about the sin bins anymore. We can talk about some good stuff like the Raiders coming back from the big deficit at halftime and beating the Finns. How on earth did they do that?
I don't get. They've done 2 weeks in a row.
Mate.
Against the Titans, they would just slow out of the blocks, come over the top, beat them.
Halftime 28-10. Finns looked like they were going to run away with it.
Mate, Finns were unstoppable
And then
first half.
the go forward in the middle for the Raiders was insane.
Yeah.
Tarpany, Horsburgh, Hudson Young coming
Yeah.
into Scoots, Nicholson,
Yeah.
Starling off the back of that. Strange, Fogarty controlling the shit.
Yeah, they're an interesting team, the Raiders. Like, Tarpon is their best player. Take him away. There's not that sort of X factor player that you sort of expect that most other teams sort of have.
you got like Hudson Young, who's
Yeah.
like
Origin player.
really
Origin
good,
player.
really
Yeah.
good second rower.
Their team just seems to find a way every week, and it's just like a different player that steps up every week. Like, Fogarty was great. KO Weeks, I thought, had his best game.
Probably had his
fullback,
best game.
yeah,
Yeah.
where
hasn't been great all
Hasn't
year
been
though.
great, but then
Tamale?
Tamale, great.
Ethan Strange so damaging with the ball, like his running game's mad.
Yeah, like I feel like
Tamale
they're
was good.
all
Tomoko.
they're all
Chris,
part of this really
yeah.
good system that's just working for them.
And
like,
even their bench players, Mariota and Hosking, they deserve a massive rap. Like their whole team's playing good, and like hats off to Ricky Stewart.
Freaky Stewart. I don't know how every year everyone thinks they
Everyone
won't go
writes
good
them
this
off.
year, but
Like, imagine when they actually get a marquee player, like a
well,
genuine.
They just lost Fogarty
superstar.
to Manly,
Yeah.
confirmed.
Well,
Three-
yeah, that's
three
another
deal.
big.
Yeah, 3 years, $2 million.
I think we spoke about it last week.
We
Like,
touched on it
no
last
one can
week.
really replace Cherry Evans in terms of what you get, but Fogarty's a
he's a
like for
great
like in
signing.
terms of he's an organising play. He's got a great
Yeah.
kicking game like Cherry, goal kicks.
And he's
which is a
controlling
plus.
that Raiders team really well. You put him in a Manly team with Turbo, Olak, Garrick. Like he's got potential there to work with.
100%. How much
Especially
of
on
a
that
loss
right
do you reckon
edge.
they'll be for Fogs? For
For
Raiders?
Fogs, it's gonna be a rebuild because obviously they got young Sanders coming through.
Yeah.
So it's gonna take time. Like he won't just instantly hit the ground running unless
Yeah.
he's a freak. But
Do you reckon
yeah,
they'll sign someone, or do you reckon they'll go
I
with
think
Sanders?
they'll go with Sanders. He'll probably in his contract was like a clause saying like he's gonna start or give him a chance.
Yeah.
So I think like he wouldn't have gone there if he wasn't gonna start.
Yeah.
So I feel like they'll give him a chance.
I think so. I
Yeah,
mean,
see how it goes.
Bowl reports Sanders meant to be a weapon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not the worst there. Speaking of another weapon, Galvin. Remember last week we were having the discussions. Would Galvin have made a difference against Parra? I was like, fucking oath he
Didn't
would.
take long.
And straight in, he plays against
Yeah.
Sharks. Now I ask you boys the question again. You are the Tigers. Are you sitting Galvin out for the rest of the year?
For seeing that performance, I said I want to see what he does,
Yeah.
how he
Yeah.
responds.
You seen it? What
he
are you doing?
respond. He looked happy. He looked like they'll rebuilding those relationships.
Yeah.
Like Appy and that, they're high fiving, hugging
were,
with
they
Luai.
were.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're happy for him if he's going to play his best. That
Yeah.
they're happy for him to be there.
Yeah.
And he just looked happy out there. Like he just wants we. That's the big thing we noticed when we had him on the potty, that he just loves playing footy.
Yeah.
And
Loves
you can
footy.
see it in all these interviews. He says
Yeah.
like, if it wasn't for footy, he doesn't want to be here.
Yeah.
Like he'd probably be dead. Like
I
he
think,
loves it.
I think with Galvin, similar to Walsh, he does overplay his hand a little bit sometimes, and I think it was evident a few plays where
There was
sort
that
of-
third tackle grubber.
that third tackle grub and lucky he got
Fucking
a drop
hell, he
out, but
got a-
stuff like that's like
Yeah.
you know, like I guess that's just the player he is, and
But that's what you want him to do, though.
Well, I was going to
right?
say, sometimes that works in his favour. Like, we saw a few
Yeah.
rounds, I think against the Broncos. He did the same grubber, led to a try assist. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
genius for
Well,
kicking
yeah,
on
what a
second.
genius.
So you almost want your half to do it, but I know what you mean by overplaying.
Yeah.
It's fucking ballsy for a 19-year-old who
Mate,
just
yeah.
got dropped
Mate,
to
they
come
just
in and do that
copped
stuff.
a
Like,
six again, and then
he just has no fear. He just doesn't
Yeah.
care. He just loves playing footy and just, yeah. So I'd leave him there.
Tigers are great. I really enjoy watching him this year. Like,
they're good fun.
the new signings have helped with that sort of
Yeah.
attack that they're working on, but still players like seeing like Buller develop into like a fullback. Like
a really
he's
good
got rid of those rookie errors that he had in his
Yeah.
game, and now he's like now a really good fullback.
So I think Stafford Toll has been really good on the
Yeah.
edge.
He's been damaging. Like, finally, no injuries, playing good. Even Fainu.
Well, I was gonna say-
Samuela had his best game
Probably
in a
had his
best
while.
game. Adam
Yeah.
Dewey as well. Like everyone forgets how good he was before that huge knee
Like those
reconstruction.
ACLs, yeah.
And now he's back. You're like, oh, I can actually remember how good he was.
That
What a-
hill was pumping.
Yeah, it was
That
crazy.
that atmosphere was
It
unbelievable.
was insane. But if you're Laurie Daly and you're watching the Tigers, Terrell May just has to be in that Blues team. His motor, his engine, his work rate, offloads, everything.
How about he got
Like-
pissed off when Benji took him off?
Yeah, Benji took him off for 5 minutes. He's like, why'd you take me off? What did I do?
Like, honestly, like, that just
So-
goes to show, yeah, he
He's an absolute, like, I wouldn't even say smoky. He's a bolter for Origin. Like,
has to be there.
he's knocking the door down.
I
and
think so.
I don't see how Laurie Daly doesn't
Imagine
even have
him
him
and
there.
Haas front row.
They could play the whole game.
Do you reckon
They won't,
Do you reckon
but
they
they
start
could.
with Terrell? Is that the plan?
I'd start with him.
Because I see Barnett getting thrown around, and then Spencer. I'm like, how many front rowers can you have?
Yeah, it's probably going to be Haas. Let's say Haas, Barnett start,
Yeah.
and then Spencer, Terrell bench.
Spencer will be off the bench.
And then
Yeah.
Hudson
Spencer's guaranteed
and
bench.
Connor Watson off the bench. Is that?
Yeah,
don't mind Connor
something
Watson.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hudson, Connor Watson, or Olak. There's a lot of like.
There's a big player is going to miss out.
yeah, there will be
essentially.
a big player miss out.
But what about the Sharks?
Yeah, I don't know what to make of them. I mean, that was a game that they probably should have won. They had the chances.
Yeah.
One thing that I got to say, nothing frustrates me more than when teams don't set up for a field goal.
Yeah.
Like, it's not rocket science. You go front row, another lock, whatever. Even a centre wants to take the run, stay in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
That in the last minute should no reason to go out to Atkinson on the
Should've
left
passed,
there.
but anyway,
Like,
yeah.
zero chance. He passes, sure, they win the game. It doesn't even have to go there. It's
They
an
should have
easy
iced
field
it.
goal.
They should have iced the game 10 minutes ago.
100%. It's just
Yeah.
like, how many times did you watch Storm or like the Queensland? And you see Cooper Cronk, and it's just the same set, and he slots it from
Yeah.
dead set right in front, maybe 25 out. You don't even go on last tackle.
Yeah, you don't want to go on last because
You go
know
early.
the defense knows it's coming,
Yeah.
and you don't want to go when you're in your 10. So you don't want to take too many runs because then they're closer to the player.
Yeah.
So it's that sweet spot, right foot kicker, your third or fourth tackle,
AFB,
off
go.
a quick play ball,
AFB,
Yeah,
play the
bang.
ball, go,
That's
and just have a
literally
good
it.
shot. No one's in sight.
Like,
Who are
Like,
you?
teams get it wrong a lot of times, and obviously it's not easy in the clutch moment. A lot of pressure's on.
Yeah.
stuff doesn't always go to plan, but it's sad to see like how it just doesn't happen.
Are you putting
that many times?
the blame on anyone?
I think
gotta be the halves.
I think in those moments, the half or whoever's taken the goal has to be setting up for that set.
Yeah.
That's why Cameron Smith was so good because he would do it from the hooker. So you wouldn't even need the halves. Like Cronk wouldn't even have to. He would set up for him.
The thing is, like, Nico's probably going to get the blame in Trindle, but Nico, the script could have been flipped if that fucking 50-meter bomb...
He shouldn't have to take
If that 50-meter bomb went in, it hit the post.
Yeah, it did.
If that went in, he's getting all the praise. Like, Nico, clutch, like, massive field goal, he's back. It was literally, like, fucking 10 centimetres in it. For the opposite, for the opposite being like, he's not clutch, he can't ice the game. Where was he?
But in
he
saying
missed
that,
2 field goals.
You shouldn't be in that scenario anyway.
So the second time where he had a better chance, he missed it.
Yeah.
Or got charged down. And there was another one that got charged down.
Yeah.
And then Trindle was nowhere to be seen.
Well, not to
either.
mention the one in the 79th minute where Atkinson drops it over the line. Like,
Yeah, that was rough.
What's
And
going on?
even Tigers did the same thing where like Luai passed it to Dewey and Dewey's like
Dewey's
taking it off an angle.
10 metres from the sideline
In the-
going.
I know. It's not ideal. And he slotted it. So if he was in front, it probably goes in. He had a good kick on that.
I don't know. That's
Just
my one
missed.
takeaway. Teams, can you please just set up for a field goal? That's all I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's enough yarn about round 8. Let's talk about how you can get our tips for Magic Round.
Yeah.
Where they're going to be.
All on Dabble.
All on Dabble. That's NRL tips, horse racing tips. Remember that first Magic Round where you hit that massive multi?
Yes.
And that like paid for the whole trip.
Pretty much paid for the trip.
And that was like on the Saturday like Arvo.
Yeah. We need more of that.
Yeah. Check out our tips on Dabble, like horse racing, NFL, NBA, whenever
Whatever
on,
it is.
NRL, soccer. We got it all going.
We got live streams as well.
Yeah, live streams every second week. Obviously, we're in Magic Round this week, so we won't be doing
no
it.
live stream.
I think week after we're on again.
I think so. Or maybe the week
Yeah.
after. I'm not sure. We have to check the schedule.
Yeah.
But either way, we will be on. We're
Yes.
in the next few weeks.
Yeah,
So you'll catch us
if you do want
there.
to sign up to do any of that, use the link in the bio or use the code Cast Patrol when signing up. It's in all our links, our link tree, everything. So good luck if you do get on.
The best bet probably to set a deposit limit and just remember what's gambling really costing you. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Okay, Magic Round preview,
Huge.
boys.
Round
NRL Round 9. We're finally here. One of the biggest events on the NRL calendar.
Can't wait.
8 games at one stadium.
Can I just say something?
Say it, go.
So Mick was in charge of booking our flights.
Yep.
7:30 a.m. flight. Are you kidding me?
So,
That is rough.
so I'll put my
I
hand
get
up.
the prices and stuff. I get it.
Would you have paid an extra $150 to fly out at 11 a.m.?
Ooh.
That was my cost analysis.
I probably would.
It's rough. Because you
7:30
gotta get there
a.m.
around, you gotta get there at 6-ish. So you gotta wake up like 5:30.
All right, there's 6 of us going.
It's rough.
150 times 6, quick maths. That's
900.
900.
Yeah.
$900
Like
goes
imagine
a long
that
way
could
at
go a
Magic
long way
Round.
in a night out, you know?
That's a long way at Magic Round. That was my cost analysis.
Okay, fair play. Anyway, sorry. I
I'm
thought I'd
you
bring
just
it
get it
up.
off your chest.
I
I'm
had to
happy
get
to
it off it.
forgive Mick
Jim,
for that.
you know what?
It is a lot.
Next year, you can book flights.
No. I was leaving it in your hands.
We
Man.
know
and we're
Mick's,
flying Virgin,
Mick's
not
really
Jetstar.
good with his money, so we
Yeah, no, he's
gotta pay credit to Mick for that.
All right,
Yeah.
get into the preview before I bash you.
Yeah, preview. Hey, first game of the round. Sharks $1.48, Eels $2.65 coming off a bye. What are we thinking here, boys?
I hate this game.
I
To
was so
start
close.
Magic Round.
I was so close to tipping Para. And I still could, but probably not. I just don't know. After watching Sharks last week, I just don't know.
Yeah, it's tough to tip Para, but there are there's not many good stats either. Eels have lost 4 out of their 5 games at Magic Round.
Okay.
So they've only won 1 there.
Yep.
Not great. And Sharks have won 8 of the last 12 against Eels.
Yeah, I think I want to see Para again before I can confidently tip them. Like, they were great
if
against
Moses has
Tigers.
another game like that,
Yeah.
they win.
Yeah,
But will he have another game like that? That's the question.
we don't know.
We don't know, and we'll see it live.
Like you said, yeah, it's a one sample with Moses at halfback. I can't judge it. I'm going to tip the Sharks as much as it pains me tipping that weak excuse of a club.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it.
Hero returns
There's
as well.
enough X
Big-
factor in that team
Hero's
to get
back.
the job
Yeah.
done.
helps.
Hero's there. T. Wilton's still out. He was a bit of a blow for him. But,
Yeah,
you got Kennedy playing great footy. Brayley's been good. Adam Phil-Blake.
just hoping Nico bounces back. Doesn't let last week
Yeah.
phase him. Bounces back.
Yeah, like he was all right at patches last week.
Like,
Set up
some
a try and
tries,
stuff.
yeah. Like, he was
Got
good.
close to setting up a few that just fell short.
But they just need to win, close out these close
Yeah, they
games.
need to close out these games.
Like, they just have to.
But yeah, I don't think it will be a need to close this one out. I think it'll be closed out. I'm hoping for their
Okay.
sake.
Yep.
I think, I'm not convinced about Eels. I know Moses was great. You know, Moses the prophet, he's back.
Yep.
But that you can't rely on one player.
If there was any other team but Eels, I probably would tip against the Sharks. I just can't tip the Eels.
Yeah.
I do think, though, this is a hot tip for you guys. It's going to be high scoring. Because I got a stat here. Every single one of Sharks game at Magic Round have been over 40 points.
Okay.
So unless it fucking buckets down, then I'm going to fucking flip that. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's just something to keep in
Yeah.
mind.
I'm going Sharks, not convincing.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Sharks.
I'm going to
as
go
well.
Sharks. Okay, next game of Magic Round. Dolphins, $1.92 take on Roosters, $1.88.
This
Very
will be a good
close.
match.
Very close
This will be a
game.
good
here.
game.
match.
Looking forward to this.
8 p.m. slot, Arthur Beetson Cup. Yeah, I don't know what to make of the Dolphins because when I've watched them, like their performances have been a lot better than what they are on the reflected on the table. Like
Yeah.
they've had so many games that they could have won. We touched on it last week as well. But then they do the same against Raiders. And I just can't trust them enough. And then you watch the Roosters and they're like a fucking roller coaster. One week they're the best team in the comp, then they're the worst. But
Yeah, 1 week Sandon Smith's playing like Joey Johns. and
Mate,
then-
he was literally Joey
how
John.
good was he?
literally
Oh,
He was
a
our player of
reincarnation.
the week.
He was
insane.
so good.
Like we kept Dearden out of the side because Sandon was just unreal.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think-
you just don't know with this one.
I think
eh?
with the Dolphins, I think bar last week, I think they've been very good. Like, beat Penrith, beat Melbourne.
Yeah, because if they win that game against Raiders, they're the form team of the comp.
Yeah.
You know,
And
That's-
then you're comfortably
it's a
tipping
different
them.
story.
Comfortably
That second
tipping
half was concerning.
But yeah, they didn't have
much ball as
Well, they
well.
had a few injuries. Like Saifidi went off.
Yeah.
he's key for them.
them. He's a big loss in their forward.
They didn't have they had like their 4-string hooker playing, and now
Yeah.
JMK
he's
returns,
back.
so he's going to be really good for them. Plass still out though, no Saifidi.
I think I'm going to...
It's a tough one. Hammer's looking better.
Hammer's looking good.
Katol was great until that second half. He obviously they just got dominated.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go Dolphins.
Really?
For the only fact
Huge.
that they've never lost at Magic Round.
How many games?
2 out of 2.
Okay.
So I think they're going to go 3 out of 3. I'm going to back them in to stay on
You
the
know what,
field.
Age? I had Roosters, but I'm going with you. I'm going Dolphins.
You're going to go the
Huge.
Fins? Fins up?
Yeah, honestly.
Wow.
Fins up,
thinking
baby.
about it, I'm like,
Fins up.
Dolphins beat the Storm. They beat the Panthers. They're going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they nearly had Raiders shot for dead.
In
You
saying
know?
that, all I say is maybe being Panthers isn't that much of a claim anymore because
Yeah.
so many teams have done it. Like, it's not really a form line anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Who
Like,
else did
did
they
South-
beat?
South
They
beat
beat
Penrith?
Storm, though.
South beat
Cows
Penrith.
beat Penrith?
You beat
Yeah,
Penrith.
but they beat Storm, so that's where it's like maybe they are like they're still a good team.
Like, Dolphins flogged the Storm.
Yeah,
Like, flogged them. They put 40 points on them.
I think it's that X factor, like all their X factor and points are there. Like
Yeah.
but they lose a lot with Safidi through the middle.
but then
Go
Roosters,
Dolphins, fuck
Roosters
it.
could win easy, and we'd be like, "Fuck, why don't we just tip the Roosters?" Like Teddy's playing good, Sandon's in form,
Yeah.
Savala's
boys,
kicking well.
I'm
Jimmy
going to go the
Watson.
Roosters.
You're gonna go your second favorite team?
I'm going to go the Roosters.
Okay,
It's a home
there
game
you
for the
go.
Dolphins.
All right, third game of the round. The Bunnies $1.68 take on Newcastle Knights $2.20. How many have Knights lost in a row now? So like
Five.
Oh, this is
five or
shocking.
something.
5.
Yeah, watch this be the one where they just turn it around.
I haven't looked at any of your tips, but I'm going to say to you, there is no way you can tip the Knights in this game. Like, zero chance.
I've got a surprise for you because
Go
I'm
for
actually
it.
tipping the Knights. I know 2
Why?
weeks ago I tipped them, and then last week I came on and said I'll never tip him again, but I'm going to go the Knights.
You hate
There
South
has
that
to-
much.
I tipped South last week.
Yeah, what? No, you didn't. Not against Storm the week before.
Oh, yeah,
no,
sorry.
and then Cows.
Oh, yeah,
That's
no.
a yarn.
What a liar.
He's been
No,
caught
3
out.
weeks
But to be
ago.
fair,
Maybe 3 weeks
Knights
ago.
have shown me absolutely nothing all
Yeah, I
year
know.
to show me that they can put something together. Albeit they're playing South this week who are coming off 3 losses in a
No
row.
Trells.
Trell's a big out.
Tries to
Big
be
out.
Cody Walker's still out.
Yeah.
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 It's the problem with South before we get into fucking the Knights.
Yeah,
Sorry,
one
forgot-
problem at a time.
One problem at a time. The South, we cannot pick a 1 to 7 that's fit every week. It's just
Yeah.
like chopping and
Got a lot of
changing.
injuries.
Wyden's
Yeah.
played, Sane's playing 5'8". Tass has played winger. Sana, like,
Yeah, Gray's been 5'8",
it
then back to
hurts
fullback.
because the
Craig was
talent's
playing on the
there.
wing.
Gray was winged for a bit.
Melbourne against Melbourne.
The
What's
talent's
going on?
there.
Yeah.
It's a killer.
No, it is.
We're lucky we have that much depth that Wyden is now. Like he's a Dalian 5'8". He's just going to slot straight in.
Yeah.
Gray goes back to fullback.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
he's
is
been
a lot
unreal.
better.
He's been our best player all year.
Yeah.
Keon's starting to find a bit of form. I need to see a bit more from
Yeah.
him
Hubner's
though.
back.
Hubner's back, which is a good
Off the
inclusion.
bench, Taylor starting second row. Like, they've really
Yeah.
flip the team on its head this week. Maybe trying to get some more points since, the last few weeks haven't been the best point scoring wise. But Knights, back to them. They're probably one of the most frustrating teams to watch all year.
Yeah.
Besides Titans, they're up there with the most frustrating.
They've got so much talent in that team.
Much.
They had Kalen Ponga there.
Ponga's
That's enough
been
talent for any
out of
team.
form. Ever since we said Ponga for PM, mate, he's shut.
Did we just jinx him?
I don't know.
Should we just change and say like Albo or Dutton for PM and just let him just
Well,
recover?
I don't know.
Most
No,
of our-
actually, one more week. Ponga for PM. He's locked in.
But they're in trouble. O'Brien's on the chopping block.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious. But yeah, they need to find some. They need some spark. I think they get a few boys back this week. I think Elliott back on the bench, which helps.
I
But
feel like the Rabbits' defense have been a bit flaky at patches. So
yeah,
if anyone's going to let him back in to find some form, it could be South. Could
this
be us.
could be 50-50.
Or it could be
Could be.
fucking 6-6.
You're also right.
They're both the worst attacking teams in the comp
Yeah.
at the moment, statistically. So this one could be anything.
This
It
one,
could,
yeah.
it could be anything.
I'm going to tip South because there's a lot of good stats going their
It's like
way.
you're tipping your own team this week.
I am. I know
Finally.
I'm wearing a Cowboys jersey, but South have won 12 of the last 16 versus Knights.
Yeah.
It's a great stat. We've only lost 4 of the last 16. And we're good at Magic Round. We've won 4 of the last 5 at Magic Round. But Knights have won 3 of their 4 at Magic Round as well. So, conflicting stats there. I'm going to go South.
I'm going to go the Knights.
I'm going-
One more chance.
Yeah, South, but I think we've shown a lot more than Knights have in the last
We were
5
gutsy
weeks.
against Storm. I thought
Scrappy.
we were like a slim chance before Terrell got sin binned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe, and then they got sin binned. I was like, okay, no, we're done. But
And who Knights play again?
Knights played Warriors. They didn't
Warriors.
really show much.
They were shocking.
Yeah,
in
they
that
were
game.
bits better.
Oh,
But not by much.
They were a bit better. They scored some points.
They scored a few tries.
yeah, but their Warriors forwards just literally tore them apart.
And Warriors had so many disallowed tries.
Oh,
But so did Knights, to be fair. Greg bombed one in the corner. Schiller bombed 2.
Yeah,
They got
Schiller bombed
closer.
A few, yeah.
They got a lot closer than Knights.
They're almost there.
They're nearly there.
Watch them just
Watch
fucking
them win.
wake up this week
Yeah,
somehow.
their attack starts to
Anyway,
click.
let's go to the next game, which follows on perfectly. The Warriors taking on the Cowboys.
Yep.
Apparently, your favourite team now, Age, in that.
My favourite.
Are you jumping on?
My cows are faves, $1.80. Going,
Yep.
see these 4 X's? That represents how many wins in a row we've had.
Really?
Yeah, 4 wins in a row. I think it's going to be 5. I love the Wars. Undefeated in New Zealand, but they're playing in Suncorp. It's not New Zealand. And I think the Cows will win in their home state.
I'll say one thing about playing a Magic Round with the Warriors that helps them. Warriors is everyone's second favourite team. And I saw it last year with that when
They
they
beat
beat
Penrith.
Penrith.
Yeah.
And the whole stadium was going for Warriors. And I don't know how much Cowboys fans travel, but
I think
that,
it'll be the Queensland.
There'll be a lot of Warriors fans
but
out there.
do you reckon like the Queensland supporters will support Cows or
There was a lot of Warriors. There was a
was
whole
heaps
end
of Warriors.
of Warriors
Yeah.
fans last year.
It'll be a
They'll-
great
they'll,
game.
they'll
I think-
show up.
Warriors get them home, the crowd, and tipping the wires. And to be fair, they're like things are starting to click with the wires. I
Well,
like
in
it.
your defense, Mick, Warriors have won 3 in a row versus Cowboys,
Yep.
so they have a good record against them. But Cowboys have won their last 3 Magic rounds, and they've won the last 4 in a row. They're starting to cook. That left edge, I'm going to give you credit, Jim.
That left edge.
The left edge, Dearden, great
Yep.
footy. Nanai's back in form.
Yep.
Purdue, one of their best young prospects
Yep.
in the NRL right now. Fucking speed for
Talangi's
days.
been-
And Talangi's just reaping all the benefits.
Yeah. He's
Just-
been in great form.
He scored like a handful of tries in his last few
Yeah.
games. So yeah,
Yeah.
that left edge is humming.
No, Cows are playing good footy.
Yeah, you are.
That first half against the Titans was a bit disappointing, but that second half,
Yep.
I don't know if the Titans just
The sin bins hurt the Titans.
it did hurt them, but I don't think they were stopping the Cows.
Yeah, it looked like it was just like a training run. You guys were just running like 30 meters every fucking set.
Anytime we
every
went left, it was
play.
try time.
Like, I don't know. I swear, like, we just have the same conversations every year about the Titans. It's like, who's their spine? And how can they not defend? Like,
Yeah, so
they have
defense has
so
always been
many
an issue.
collapses.
We
every
say
year.
the same thing every year. What are they doing at halftime in the sheds? Like we had theories that BKR goes in there and just rides a unicycle with his shirt off for a bit and they get distracted. What
No,
actually happens?
I don't know.
Because they're one of the best 40-minute teams in the comp.
Oh, it's,
know?
Yeah,
it would kill me being a
If
Titans
I should,
supporter.
we should just all bet on Titans to win the first half.
And Fafita's been put to the reserves.
Yeah,
Like,
he got dropped.
yeah.
and then like I love Chris Randall. I think he's actually a really good player, but he's not a second roller.
Is
He's
he
like,
the
a, he's
answer?
like a lock or hooker.
yes,
Lock
what
Is
hooker.
he the answer?
What are we doing here? Like for Fafita, man, if I'm Fafita, I don't know what's going on.
He's-
But the fact that he turned away from the Roosters, that's That's really tough stuff.
Big going on there.
How did we get to Titans and it's a Warriors
Still
Cowboys
Warriors,
match?
Cowboys.
Anyway.
We'll go back to the Titans.
I'm
but
going Warriors. Who you going?
I'm gonna go Cowboys. I've bought this jersey. I'll probably be wearing it on the day because I have to wear it.
I'll be wearing it
I
on
have
the
to
day.
wear it.
I'll wear it on the day.
You're gonna wear this on the day?
Yeah.
I'll have to wear it one day. But yeah, Cowboys. I reckon they're looking good.
Yep.
It'll be a close game because both in form.
Yeah, I'm going to get the Cowboys as well.
Yeah.
Nah,
Cowboys and mix on the Wilds.
The
okay.
Saturday game, Tigers taking on the Dragons. Now, I tell you what, if you didn't support either of these teams and you're in
This is
in the
Saturday
stadium,
night.
you leave the stadium.
Mate,
Saturday night prime time.
There's no need to watch
Me
it.
and you, Jim, will be at Fortitude Valley at this time.
We'll be somewhere. We'll be somewhere.
Yeah, we'll be starting to getting cooked. Mick, you've-
Unfortunately, one of my mates that I'm bringing is a diehard Tigers supporter,
There
so
you go.
I'll be watching that game.
So
with him.
Mick is cast character of the week for having to sit through Tigers versus Dragons while
Yeah.
everyone else is out clubbing.
I reckon this one will be a fairly decent game, to be honest. I think there'll be heaps of points in this.
Yeah, well, Tigers have been good.
Tigers have been good. Dragons-
Patches, they were shit the last few
Dragons were
weeks.
terrible last week.
Yeah,
Dragons have never won a Magic Round game ever.
never.
Never.
It's
0 out
them,
of 4.
them and Dogs who haven't won.
And I'm sure they had the bye round last year, so
Yeah,
it just gets worse for them.
Yeah.
Ilias dropped.
Ilias dropped. Who is it? King Togia?
King
Is that how you say his
Togia's in,
name?
yeah.
Yeah, the young kid at
What do you
half.
think about Ilias?
I just think it's the same story with Ilias. Like, as a South fan, you know the pains of Ilias. Like, it's his kicking game. It's really one dimensional. It's like
Yeah.
it's sort of just like straight, medium height, straight back to the fullback or the winger. Doesn't really give that chance to contest with or make like get the ball back. It's sort of like he's
Yeah.
handing it over to him. And then like obviously his running game hasn't been unlocked.
Yeah.
Which was his key like asset coming up the ranks. He's all right in defense. Like he makes a few errors though and stuff like in attack. I just it was coming.
Someone had to pay the price. I
Yeah.
think, for the recent weeks for the Dragons. And
I don't know if he's a halfback. He's not a great kicker, which is a halfback's like main role. He could be like a good 14. Could be
be
a
a hooker.
better hooker or 5'8". I think it's time for a positional swap for Ilias because
yeah.
I don't know if halfback's
It's a
the
lot
answer.
of pressure being a halfback as well, and like there's like a lot of factors. Like he was a new signing, that's always pressure. Plus he was coming back from like a
big
broken
long-term
leg.
injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that in itself is massive.
Yeah,
Whether you're a hero at a club or anything, like it's a lot of pressure. And I think that like it's sort of got to the Dragons as well. Like sort of like you said, someone had to pay the price, and I don't think
And Flano's
Flano's
been,
not
like,
going to drop
all right.
his
Flano's
son.
been
He's been
Kyle's
okay
been
without
all
being
right.
great.
Like he scored a try. He's been setting a few up.
Against the Titans, he was
He was
unstoppable.
Yeah, he's good against the Titans. So
Absolutely.
I feel like obviously his dad's the coach, but I feel like Ilias was the first to go.
I don't know if King
was right.
Togia is the answer, but it's probably a change that they just have to try and see if it works.
Yeah. I think they need more from their forwards.
Yep.
Like I think Couchman's been good, but
Yeah.
I think Clemmer,
Gawler has to lift.
Gula,
DeBellin has to lift.
like they're not getting much go forward or quick play the balls, which
Even
doesn't
big
help.
Blake Laurie block has been a bit like flat. Like
It doesn't help
He's not-
when
there's
you're
not
a
much
half
punch.
and you're not getting quick play the balls. Like there's
Yeah.
no sort of momentum going forward. So I think
feel
they
like-
need to step up.
I feel like their forward pack as well is like the one that you could probably look at like 10 years ago that Flano probably built it like the Sharks, where it's just a strong workhorse pack.
Yeah.
But like there's not much punch. There's no big line runners. Like Luch
besides
is there.
like Sewer and Luch
Yeah,
off the
Suarez
bench.
good, but Luch,
Yeah.
he's not doing it anymore. He's more
Yeah.
turned into like ball playing.
He's
second
ball
row.
playing,
Weird.
Yeah.
offloads and stuff.
DeBellin as well. Like, he's lost his punch. He used to be like.
I think DeBellin off the bench is a good move
It's
this week.
better, yeah.
Because he comes off when the sting's out of the game and then he plays the
Pokes
majority of
his
the
head
game.
through offload.
Yeah, so I
feel
think
like
maybe they got to try
I
that.
feel like when he
which
was
is good.
starting, like he'd be playing 50 minutes but effective for like 20, and like half of it would just be ball playing. It's not him. He's like
But
a.
out of the forwards,
Big
Couchman's been their best this year.
Yeah,
He's
for
been
He's been
unreal.
really good. Yeah.
And
Toby
I like the
Couchman.
1-2 punch with Cook and Little. I think that actually
Yeah.
works for him
Yeah.
because Little comes on. Sometimes he plays like lock as well, and like
Yeah, Little's really good.
He's
He's actually
really-
like dangerous.
really-
really
He's
dirty.
fast. Really
really
good.
dirty.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can play 80, but he's really dirty.
We
for
played
the
80
Eels.
last year.
Yeah, he can.
That's
but
true. Yeah.
not
True.
with Cook there.
Yeah, not
Just
with
like,
Cook, yeah.
Yeah.
it's hard. What are we tipping for this game then?
Well,
Toss to the coin.
Dragons have won 5 of the last 6 versus Tigers. Does that change anyone's mind?
I think Tigers are absolute specialty at Magic Round. Like the crowd's probably going to be behind them,
Yeah.
and Dragons just I don't know. They haven't,
After last week, I don't think I can tip
Yeah.
Dragons, so I'm going to go
Considering
Tigers.
they've never won a Magic Round, I don't think it's going to change this week. I'm going to go Tigers.
yeah, and I like Tigers. I like their players.
Okay, Titans $4 versus Dogs $1.25. I don't know. I don't know about $1.25. You know, they're missing Burden. They're missing Curran. Tupanua. You know, Hayworth goes to 5'8". He was all right when he played there. Fafita starts. Taff and Moran join the bench.
Yeah.
I know Titans have been woeful. They've been shit. But $1.25, I don't know. I don't know.
You tip the
Boys,
Titans,
I don't
though?
know.
Can you tip the Titans from what you've seen
No.
so far? Can you tip the Titans?
Nah.
You know
I
what?
can't.
You know I'm very superstitious.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
You know I have a lot of conspiracies. I love my stats. And Bulldogs have not won at Magic Round, 0 from 5. I think this is a curse. And the fact they lost last week, bit of confidence got shot. Lose a few players.
Yeah.
Teams looking a bit weaker. Titans in Queensland. Everyone's against them. No one's thinking. Your mentality, Jim. Like, everyone's writing them off. Fafita gets dropped.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a rocket up their ass. I don't know. I'm going to go Titans, the upset of the
You
week.
are kidding me.
Call me crazy, but
I think I've heard it all.
call me crazy.
Crazy.
I just don't think you can tip the Titans from how they've played.
No, I'm not tipping on how they played. They've been shit. Their defense is terrible.
So you're tipping them based on some
I'm tipping them
superstitious...
based on the fact Dogs choke every Magic Round. And I'm hoping they do it again. Titans at $4. Give me that.
I'll do you one better.
Go.
I think Dogs, after last week at Suncorp,
Yeah.
they're gonna
Oh, you reckon 50 plus?
just come out and just absolutely destroy the Titans.
Should we do like a line bet, Jim?
Line bet. I don't know.
Anyway,
Like, I think
yeah, it's probably the dumbest thing I've ever said on this podcast, but I'm going to back the stat in. I think Dogs will remain unbeaten. What's the word?
Here we go.
The Dogs haven't won a Magic Round.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Last time Dogs played Titans,
Winless.
it was 40-24. I think it was Belmore, was it?
Yeah.
But just they were dominant over him, and like I just can't, I can't see anything changing.
Yeah.
Like Dogs should win and win well, but the way NRL's going, watch
You
Titans
just don't
win on
know.
Sunday.
You just bloody don't know.
But I think everyone's like, oh,
No one's safe in the NRL.
like
No
Dogs
one's
don't
safe.
have Burton, Curran, Tupanua, but then they went to Shark Park and beat up Sharks. Like,
Yeah.
without them.
Yeah,
So I think that'll be sweet.
They deserve to be favoured. They should win, but
Yeah.
don't be surprised if there's a bit of Titans start well. If they can somehow go into the break with a good lead and just or Dogs get a sin bin or something, you don't
Yeah.
know.
What do you think's going on with Fafita?
I don't know because he obviously turned down Roosters. to
Like
stay at
I know
Titans.
Des is a strange cat at the best of times, but this is a strange move.
It's not Fafita's fault that they're leaking that many points. But obviously he wants to make a statement.
Like,
to drop your best or key signing.
there has to be something going on behind the scenes because he's been benched pretty much every week, and like
Maybe
was-
he's not up to
What about
fitness. Is he fit?
suspicious? It was like hamstring. He was out with a hamstring. Then he got named off the bench last week, and now he's dropped. I'm like,
Like, is he
sus.
not fit? Like,
he
I
must
don't-
not be fit. He must not
I don't
be
know.
training well. There's something going on behind the scenes.
Weird, eh?
Something personal going on. I don't know. You just
Yeah.
don't know. But yeah, for him to be dropped,
Like he's still got that talent. I just don't get it. But yeah, Dogs for me.
Yeah, okay, Dogs.
yeah, Titans miracle upset. Let's do it. Next game, Panthers $2.27 versus Broncos $1.64.
You think this is
Home
game of the
stadium.
round? Is this a game of the round?
You probably would have said that, but I'm looking at the page on the next game, boys. We'll touch on next. I think that's the game of the round.
Yeah.
Panthers
dead
are they're dead
last.
last.
I can't believe it.
Bro, how are they
They've won 4
17?
comps in a row.
They've
I
won
don't
2
know.
games. That's it all year.
Who have they beat?
They won the first game at
Sharks in
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
And then they won against Roosters 2 weeks ago.
Oh right.
Yeah.
They lost that 5 in a row period, and they lost to Manly.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
Like I think
hell?
we said it like at the start of the podcast, but I think we're just running out of excuses, Penrith. Like everyone's like,
Genuinely.
oh, like they're gonna bounce back, but I don't think they are. Like I think this is Penrith now.
Yeah, and there's like more ramifications that they're not going well. It could potentially mean like Edwards doesn't play Origin. It could mean Cleary might get overlooked. I know like he's the best halfback in the comp,
Yeah.
and Edwards the Australian fullback. But if Laurie's picking off form, they're not the form team.
No.
He might look for
Yeah.
Teddy's playing good footy, Pappy's playing good footy. He might go Luai Moses halves if Luai continues some form. Like it's more than just like the
Yeah.
team that could face some consequences.
I think
so. They
them-
have to change it now.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the big loss for them, I think, has been To'o. I think him coming out of his own den,
Yeah, he's
setting up
huge.
their sets,
Yeah.
without him, like they can't even get out of their own half for the
Yeah.
best of times.
But it's their edge defense that has been so flaky
Their defense
as well.
has been no good.
I just don't know what's going on there. But in a positive light for Panthers, they won 8 of their last 9 against Broncos. Won, obviously, that miracle grand final comeback, which, that's going to be in the Broncos' head. They're going to want some more redemption.
Yeah.
But Broncos have won their last 3 Magic Round games, and they won 4 to 5 at Magic Round. And it's that they're at home as well.
I don't know if I can
coming
tip
off a wing.
Penrith until they're one of those teams to me that I just can't keep backing them. It's like sunken cost now. Like I just keep hoping that they're going to turn around, but I'm just losing out on so many tips.
Yeah.
I'm off them. I'm so
Like,
off
and I
them.
think Broncos, they're pretty much playing at home. Like, I know they're a away team, but like fucking, you know what they've done.
Yeah, I think
there.
it's a massive advantage playing at Magic Round at home. Like, the fans don't have to travel far. It's
right
going to
there.
be packed out stadium.
And I think
Probably, I'm going to lean towards Broncos.
I think after last week, Brisbane, they were impressive.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They were really impressive. Sort of took the gas off the pedal a bit in the second half, but I think the game was pretty much done. So,
Oh, wait, I didn't see this. McLean got dropped.
yeah, he's reserves.
I think that was on the back of the edge defense being
That
flaky.
was brewing.
It was. Like, he was getting masked by him scoring every week, how bad he was actually playing,
Yeah.
because he wasn't playing great.
He also copped 2 concussions.
Yeah, that would have rattled him the first the first round. Did he get concussed last week?
Yeah, he got concussed
Yeah,
last week.
okay.
But
Yeah,
but Garner at centre, like, is that the answer?
Who's going to be running at Ghana?
Stags.
Stags at Ghana. That's deadly.
One thing that I never thought I would be saying on this pod, but sounds stupid now, but like, they actually miss Mitch Kenny. As much as I didn't
No,
think...
Kenny's
Man,
sick.
he's so good for them.
I actually watched like Summerton. I think he's a good hooker, good running game, but the service that he gave in comparison to Mitch Kenny is just second to none.
Kenny's like still so underrated. I think even I overlook him a lot.
And like gets through a lot of work in the middle and like probably doesn't overplay his hands and picks the right moments.
Like
to go.
Summerton runs a lot when he should just pass, but I
he
guess
should
that's his weapon, his asset.
Yeah.
Where
And-
Kenny would just be like, bang, gonna put it on, clear his chest.
Kenny's not running the ball.
Nah.
Oh, he's going to give it
Yeah.
to Cleary.
He scored a few tries against Broncos though recently, but
Who,
they're all
Mitch
like,
Kenny? Yeah, he
that
has.
grand final one and stuff. The
Yeah.
one before that as well.
But, I just can't see Penrith at the moment. So
So
I'm going to
Kenny's
go to
not
Bronx.
back still, right? He's
No, he's
still
not.
another week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll go Broncos.
Yeah, I'm going Broncos.
And Cobbo loves Magic Round. He scored 6 tries in his 3 games in
Yeah,
Magic
get on.
Round. He's probably on the wing then, but he'll
Nice.
probably score again. Get on.
And final game, the game of the round.
Can't
I'll
wait
probably
for
I'm
say.
declaring it game of the round.
Can't wait for this.
Game of the round.
Like looking at all these fixtures at the start of the year, you probably looked at them and go, oh yeah, they're probably average fixtures, but like they've turned out to be great.
Yeah.
Like Storm Raiders, who would have thought that's like a top 4 clash?
Yeah.
No.
No one, not me.
Yeah, they all at the start of the year would have felt like blowouts, like unevenly matched, and now they're all pretty
Like
dead
when
even.
they were doing the schedule, they were like Panthers, Broncos. That's going to be the game of the round.
that's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that's like prime time. Everyone's going to watch
But
that.
Panthers are dead last.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, okay.
And now you're looking
Yeah.
at Raiders like mad form. Storm are probably the premiership
I
favourites
cannot
still.
wait for this game.
What about like
It's gonna be a
Waz
cracker.
Cowboys? Like 2 teams that have just recovered their form.
Yeah,
this year,
both like hot
crazy.
teams. Yeah, it's
Anyway,
going to be a good Magic
enough
round. But this is
glazing
going
of
to top it
Magic
off.
round.
This is going to top it
Yeah.
off. Like this is when you're sick of footy and you're like, I don't want to watch any more footy, but you're like, holy shit,
Like
Storm
you hear the
Raiders.
fucking,
Yeah.
you hear the Viking clap. You're
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah.
Storm
Yeah, show
Raiders.
me.
Like, am I going to not watch this game? No,
Yeah.
you're going to fucking watch it. So this is game of the round. Storm won 7 of the last 9 versus Raiders.
Yeah.
And Raiders have won their last 4 Magic Round games.
Yeah.
So there's form there. They love Magic Round.
Yeah. I think the one thing about the Raiders, they have to stop starting slow.
Yeah.
They can't
Yeah.
do what they
You
did
can't
against
do that to
Titans,
Melbourne.
to Dolphins, not
No.
against Melbourne.
No.
They've got to come out of the blocks.
But they
against
have the
Melbourne.
pack to match that Melbourne pack.
Oh, that the
And
4-pack
that's-
battle's going to be huge.
That's why they win so many games that they shouldn't, because their forward pack's so good.
They keep
Yeah.
them in the games for sure.
Yeah.
But Storm, like, they weren't playing their best
They were pretty-
against
they were
South,
scrappy.
But I feel like they're getting in this little rut of playing to their opponents sometimes where,
Yeah.
like we've seen, they have the ability to just click go and put 40 points on you. But
Yeah.
I don't think this will be the game that they put 40 on them. It's going to be a wrestle. I think Storm probably just edge them out, especially like they have a really good record at Suncorp at the Storm. So I'll be going with them.
No, Harry Grant's been a big loss for him. Like, they look very clunky. Like,
they
obviously,
have.
the service
They
is not the
missed that.
same. They miss Harry Grant. Warbury, I don't know where he's been. He's still concussions. Like,
Yeah,
it's been a
suffering-
long time out from concussions. It's been
I
a
also
month.
think as well that Jerome Hughes, like on the back of his Dally he hasn't probably played to the level that he finished off last
The
year.
injuries wouldn't have helped him, right?
Yeah, like
as
he's,
well?
he's playing like good,
Good,
but
yeah.
not that like level that we saw him. And I
Yeah.
think he was a big reason that unlocked the right edge. So apparently, saw some crazy stat the amount of tries that have been scored on their left edge
Yeah.
compared to the right edge.
Hmm.
So it's probably
What's
coming
been
back
more
to
right or
way more left.
this year?
This year
But
alone.
last year was all
Last
right.
year was right, like
'Cause
Katoa,
Katoa and Hughes with
Warbrick,
that
and
combo.
Meaney. I mean, Meaney's been out, so it
Yeah.
didn't help. But yeah, Coast has been having a field down.
Tell you
that
what
left.
I've noticed though, Meaney's defense not good.
Really?
No good.
No good. No
Why?
good at all. Well, he's right center, yeah.
He's the right centre.
Yeah, he's right center. So I noticed that when Jack Wyden absolutely turnstyled him,
Yeah, when he ran over
and I was
him,
like,
yeah.
okay, is that a one-off? And I did some research. Storm have conceded 8 tries in their first 7 games to opposition left centers.
He's only played 3 games.
So I know he's only played 3 of them. 4, probably 4.
No, he's played 3
3?
games. He
Well, I don't know
returned
how
last
many.
week.
I don't know how many he's let in, but that edge, in general, has let in a lot.
Yeah,
So Sebi Chris is licking his lips this week.
be a good battle.
So that'll be a good battle. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. But I think I'm going to go Raiders. They've impressed me what they can do with their momentum. Their forwards just like that punch one after another,
Yeah.
gaining momentum, making heaps of yards. Fogarty's playing great footy.
If Raiders,
I think it's a good upset to tip.
if Raiders knock off Melbourne this Sunday,
They're the real deal.
They're
Yeah.
the real deal,
We had a question last week. Are Raiders the genuine premiership contenders?
mate.
This is the real
This
test.
is a test.
Yeah,
this is a test.
This is a
for
real
them.
test.
Yeah, but in
I'm
saying
gonna, I'm
that,
going to back him in. I'll be there doing the Viking clap.
I'm gonna
Storm
go
for me.
Storm.
Yeah,
for me.
Storm. Okay. Well,
Alrighty.
there are Magic Round tips.
Yep, they are Magic Round tips. Now for listener questions.
Just quietly, should we give Gnocchi a spell? Does she need to go to the paddock?
Not for Magic Round. Magic Round's the punter.
I reckon
Okay.
she
an
deserves
Can we
NRL
give her
Central.
one more chance
one more chance, and then she deserves about, I reckon, 10 weeks off.
in the paddock?
10 weeks.
Yeah,
You know, like
just
a horse?
like a horse.
Just eat whatever you have to do.
Just send
Don't
her,
train.
Send her away.
Yeah. She's going to the paddock for 10 weeks if she doesn't get... What are we going to give her? What number?
If she doesn't get
5?
5,
5. Yeah. She
needs
doesn't
5.
get 5 tips right. She's going to the paddock. She's having a 10-week spell.
But it should be also in reference to how we tip too.
Yeah.
Like
I think I tipped 3 last week.
Like,
you had a
if,
shocker.
I had a
if we all
shocker.
tip 1s and she gets like 4,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
play it.
Then we'll
Yeah,
pay
she'll
it.
go really bad in the
Yeah.
tipping. One thing before you listeners, super random one. If you looked at the Sharks team list, you saw number 4, KL Iro. His name's KL.
KL on the
Eels.
team.
Actually
list.
spelled,
It's
KL.
KL.
Yeah, so basically, Sharks have come out and actually explained it.
Yeah, what
if
does it
anyone
go?
actually cares.
I was
So
tripping balls.
It's a nod to his father, Kevin Leslie Iro.
Yep.
So it's KL, the initials. So his whole life, he's been writing KL. His father's been writing KL. So now he's
Yeah.
going to go by KL because it's easy to pronounce, and it's almost like how you'd say KL.
Wait. So his name's completely changed.
So
to
his
KL.
official name on his driver's license, passport, whatever, is
Yep.
KL,
Yep.
spelled out.
Yep.
But he's going to go now in the NRL by KL
man.
on team lists
Love it.
On team list.
and everything.
Out of respect for his father.
A nod to his father, yes.
This is
And
pu-
a KL is almost the way
His
you'd say
dad played
KL.
in rugby league.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin
Yeah.
Ero, yeah.
So he said, I feel
Okay.
like it's just easier to see and easier for people to pronounce. It's just KL. That's how it's pronounced. It's probably just more memorable too. People will know me by my proper name. And all my life, my dad would write KL. When I moved over here, my dad always wanted me to change it, but I've been too shy to bring it up.
Okay.
There you go.
So
There you go.
KL Iro.
Because I saw that, I'm like, they've absolutely butchered this team list. Like, they've stuffed up. Like, they've just wrote how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
KL. But there you go.
That's cool. I mean,
That's
he's
good to
lucky
know.
that the initials equal exactly how you'd say
Pretty
it.
much how you say
pretty
it.
much the same,
KL, KL.
Yeah.
Very similar.
So, yeah,
All
that's-
right.
that's it.
Listener questions for this week. First one at Rocky_Pahatu. Startup teams need double the salary cap to ensure they can buy top players. So not a question, but a statement.
No, don't do that. Imagine if Bears came in, win with double the salary cap, how filthy you'd be as a fan.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
be.
No chance.
Like,
Well, I think-
imagine
I
they
think-
go to Cleary to go, we're going to give you 2.5 mil.
Well, I
Yeah.
think like
And he goes, yeah, I'll take it.
I guess what he's saying is like you probably need to incentivize players more. And I know with PNG they're doing tax free
Yeah.
to go play for PNG.
Yeah, that's a good incentive.
Like if
Tax is like nearly half, isn't
like
it?
if you're like let's say Cleary and you get offered 1.5 to go to PNG, like that's
Tax free.
tax free 1.5 mil.
That's like nearly double what you
Like
would get.
you're sort of like thinking about it, surely.
You consider
It's-
it.
It's just where you
Especially
draw,
because his
where do you draw
future wife is from Papua New Guinea.
Yeah,
her background
exactly.
is.
Yeah.
It's just where do you draw the line? If they like we're talking at Papua New Guinea, Perth, right? Obviously hard teams to relocate. But if they had a new team in New Zealand or like another Sydney or Brisbane team, what's stopping like the Warriors players? Oh, Aaron Clark, guess what, bruh? Like,
Yeah, he's
I'll-
800K,
I'll give you
mate.
800K. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's why they're on instead of a 12 mil cap.
I,
they're on
don't, I think
24.
double's a bit excessive, but
Yeah,
there has
maybe
to
not
be
double,
maybe
but
like
an
there's got to be
incentive of
There has to be
incentives.
incentives, for sure.
So maybe like their star player, they get anything over $1 million, they'll take it off the cap. So like up to 1.5 or something.
Yeah.
You know, so they're gonna pay like Ponga 1.5. 500K of that goes off the cap.
Or like-
something like that. Like
Yeah, I always think that maybe the salary cap, like juniors or something, get a little bit of an exemption.
or third parties, they get to do more
Third-party
third
deals.
party deals.
Okay.
You know,
Brown
maybe.
paper bag.
Yeah, a few extra brain paper bags. So.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's
double's
a
the
fair
answer,
point.
but there has to be an incentive
Yeah,
maybe or something
sure.
to maybe help him
Yeah.
out just a little bit.
Good question or good statement, Rocky. But yeah,
Yeah.
double's a bit tiff.
It is a bit titter.
Yeah.
Next one at Ruby_Morrison29. New wooden spoon guesses.
Well, I put Raiders, so can't get any worse unless
So who's your new wooden spoon tip?
Oh, I need to look at the ladder.
I'm probably looking at the Knights.
Well,
right
Panthers
now.
are last right now, but
No, you
don't
know
think they'll
what?
get the
Actually,
spoon.
I'm going to say the Titans.
Yeah,
They've
Titans
been shaky.
Yeah, Titans are very
I'm going
shaky.
to say Titans come last.
I think it looks like Titans or Knights at the moment.
I think Knights,
But
but
a
I
lot
feel
can
like they have
change.
enough, a lot more than Titans to get themselves out of the rut. Like as soon as
Yeah.
Ponga, Best, Marzu,
Marzu,
all of them,
Dylan
they'll start
Lucas, Sharp.
firing, then it'll be like, oh, why do we think they'll spoon us?
Yeah. Like, I'll put my hand up. I had Warriors coming last. They're
They're
fourth.
fucking fourth, bro. Unbelievable.
Mick,
They're having a good
Mick
year.
said Raiders, they're third.
We're not too. We're not too.
I know,
Who
like,
do
it's
I
just
say?
like
Dragons.
wild.
What are Dragons now? They
Dragons are
could slip.
10th. Yeah, they're slipping.
They could slip. They started really promisingly, and
Yeah.
then now they're slipping.
Yeah, I'm going to say
Yeah.
Titans.
Read me the bottom 8-ish. And I'll-
Okay, so Tigers 9th, Dragons, South, Dolphins, Roosters, Titans, Knights, Eels, Panthers.
I think it's out of Titans, Knights, and Dragons.
Panthers?
Eels.
No, I don't think. I think
Eels are still a
I think
chance.
Eels. You don't know what's going to happen.
Well, I don't know what's going
Because
to
like
yeah.
like you said, we've seen them off one win with
Yeah.
Moses. But if Moses goes to Origin,
Yeah.
are we just saying they've lost all those games then? I don't know.
Maybe, but like if Moses wins them another 12 games, or you never know.
All right, ready? Oh, you can pick two teams, but you got to pick one that you actually think. So
I
one and like a
think-
cover.
Okay, I'm gonna go Titans and then Dragons is my cover.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to go Titans, Dolphins to cover.
Dolphins.
No, not Dolphins. Really?
I'm going.
Bro, I'm having a look. They've only won 3 games.
Yeah, but they've been playing good footy.
Yeah, but
Wow, that's
mate,
a
that
big
second
call.
half.
That's fucked, Jim. Not the Dolphins. We just said fins up.
I'm
Dolphins.
going Knights for spoon, Eels as saver.
Eels. Ooh, interesting.
Because if Moses goes down, there's
Yeah.
back to that shit team that was
Yeah.
coming last. So
Yeah, Eels are an interesting one.
All right, next one at Harry.Q14. Is Cobbo's best position fullback? If it is he a better option than Walsh? We spoke about before.
I think he thinks Cobbo's openly said his best position is fullback, and obviously
Is
the
he-
money is much better at fullback.
Is he a better fullback than
I
winger?
think he is. He's after watching him, I think he's a better winger. He's an out-and-out winger, can do the hard runs.
Yeah,
good
he's an
finisher.
origin winger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is he an
Would
origin
you sign him
fullback?
as a fullback at your club?
I think as a new club, like if you're Bears or someone, I think it's smart to sign him and give him a
It's-
chance.
You may as well give him a chance, and for the price, maybe.
Yeah, you probably give him 900K ish.
Whoa.
Yeah.
For an untested fullback.
Yeah, bro. I
900.
think the Bears
Whoa.
CEO came out and said something like he'll walk into that side at fullback.
900.
Okay.
The Bears CEO said he'll walk into that side at fullback if he doesn't want to be behind Walsh at Broncos.
900.
Yeah,
Fullback money is fucking good money.
Yeah, but
Fuck, I should have
I'm
been a
telling you,
fullback.
because he has a lot of potential, Cobbo. Like, he's like a mini Terrell. I don't want to compare him to Terrell, but
Yeah.
he's got that build, got that athletic build, strength, upper body strength.
I would love. I think Cobbo, he could well be a good fullback, but I think I want him to be a winger, but then roam.
Roaming winger, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd love to see. What Cobbo-
Yeah,
if-
but I
if
don't,
Broncos
think, I don't
can
think he
build-
wants to do that. I think he wants to play fullback and be
Yeah,
a
for
fullback
sure.
money.
Yeah, he might well.
So I think he'll be the next one out of that Broncos team because they're not going to get rid of Walsh.
So is he a better option than Walsh?
no.
Better option than Walsh. No, because then like Walsh, you can't really put him anywhere else.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
And Walsh's form will turn.
Yeah.
He'll be back to that gun fullback we all know.
Yeah. Next one at Tui Samoa. Greatest golden point moment.
So many.
It's quite a lot.
It's got to be
but
2015 grand final.
For you, yeah, JT, Hunt dropping the ball, JT slotting the field goal.
To be fair for the league, like, no one wants Brisbane to win anything.
Yeah.
Like
But,
that was a great moment.
That was a great moment.
Tom Burgess scoring like a 30-meter try
Was
against
it Tom
the
or
Tigers.
George? Who was it?
It was
Tom.
Tom. And then
He
They
put
called
it
it back.
down.
no, but then Luke Brooks picked it up, ran the field and scored.
Oh.
And then
it
it was like a double video ref.
Yeah, so it was like whoever
Yeah.
scored the try
Won the game.
won the game.
Yeah, I don't mind like the massive field goals, like Benji to 50 plus. Sandow did a good one for South.
Yeah.
Like those ones are pretty sick and memorable.
Yeah.
Was Matty Bowen's intercepts?
I think that was an extra time.
Extra time?
That was an extra
That's
time.
fucking
Yeah.
up there then.
That's up there.
Yeah. That's up there
Lockie
as
had
well.
a few good field goals as well.
Yeah.
In his day. Next one at Sammy Ash 7. Who's the hottest young talent at the moment, and why is it Leka Halasima?
Lekker's an absolute wrecking ball.
Oh, he's so
He's
good.
so damaging. But
Yeah.
if you're going off hottest young prospects, it's hard to go past Galvin. That's pretty boring though.
Yeah.
I know you
Purdue
love Purdue.
at the Cows.
And he's not.
unbelievable.
It's crazy how his best position is not centre. We haven't
He's
even
not even
seen him
centre.
at fullback much this in
I
his
reckon,
career.
his
So-
position's fullback.
He's another one that teams will be sniffing for a fullback role.
Yeah.
He could get upwards of 600-700K if he wants to play fullback.
Who else?
But
I think Owen Paddy's a good shout when he sort of fills out and
yeah,
gets
Yeah,
more
Paddy's
games under
good.
he
his
looks
belt.
good. Yeah, great spark off the bench. Similar mold to Harry Grant sort of player.
Yeah.
With a lot of speed around the ruck.
Like Suafalongo, like he's still
Yeah,
there.
he's still waiting on the
Fair.
wing for his chance at fullback.
Like he hasn't had a crack.
Lehigh Hopewada, I think's pretty good, and he's
Lehigh's very
he only
good.
debuted
Once
last
he
year.
fills out, he'll be
Yeah,
good.
there's a lot of players.
Obviously,
that, like,
Isaiah Katoa,
Yeah.
like one of the best halfbacks coming up. He's insane. What he did for Tonga and what he's doing
Yeah.
for Dolphins.
give it 5 years and you'll be like, fuck, I remember that youngster.
Yeah.
And just little and just now.
now,
Yeah.
like like when
For sure.
Lockie Galvin fills out with his height playing 5'8",
Oh,
you can see
turn
why
it off.
clubs are just throwing millions at him.
Yeah. Last question for this week at Big Deal 155. Is Terrell May half human, half machine?
Well, they're calling him the Terminator or
Is that what
Terrellinator. The Tigers have posted.
Okay.
So yeah, he's an absolute Terminator. If I'm Laurie Daly, I'm putting him straight into my blue
He
side.
does not get tired.
The question that everyone's asking themselves: why did Roosters let him go?
We'll never
It's
know.
one we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Only Robbo and Nick Politis will know,
That's pretty much it.
and maybe Terrell himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason they let
He's
him
a
go,
genuine freak.
they would be pinching and punching themselves because
Yeah.
he's a freak.
Yeah.
He's engine for a front rower. It's just not normal. It isn't normal. It's fucked. You can't be playing 80 plus minutes straight.
I was on TikTok today and he posted a TikTok of him playing like COD, like Warzone after the Sharks game, and he did like a montage of this like kill streak. I was like, this guy's
Like
actually,
16 kills someone.
no, he like killed like a whole squad.
Yeah.
And,
And
you're
I was
like,
like-
this guy can do it all.
Like this guy's a freak.
Yeah.
Seriously.
What can't he do? Terry?
Honestly, he can do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He's not-
defying what a front rower can do. Like sort of like when Payne Haas been doing it for years, but like when Payne Haas came into the scene, and you go,
Yeah.
how is this big guy playing like 70 to 80 minutes
Yeah.
in the middle?
The
Just,
only
like,
thing I
going for it.
noticed, which because he played so many minutes, towards the end he was looking a lot slower, which you would expect.
would
He was less impactful, and then he did that fucking brain fart offload in the fucking extra time, which
Almost cost
would
him
have
the game.
fucking cost him the game. Did
And
you
he
guys
knew
see
it
it
as-
when he
yeah.
offloaded it in his 30 and
Yeah.
he knocked it on?
And he was like,
I actually missed it.
And that's when they got charged down.
Yeah.
So
I think
he charged it down.
He charged
yeah,
it
so
down.
he made up for it.
yeah.
But like, if that fucking went the other way, then we'll be like, everyone will be like, Terrell, fucking,
what have you
force
done?
the offload, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the only criticism I'll give him. But he's a machine.
He's a machine.
He's a machine.
But that's all for this week, eh?
That's all. Magic round.
Magic round. Fuck, we're pumped.
Oh, I can't
If you
wait.
see us there,
Fucking-
do say hello. We love
Yeah.
meeting people that follow the page or even listen
Yeah.
to the pod. So, yeah, please do. But should be a ripper weekend.
Yeah, we'll see you guys there.
We'll see you there. If not, enjoy your magic round. And yeah, have a great weekend, guys.
That's all
See you
from me.
guys.
That's all from me. See ya.